Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Emma. This is Nelson, who's spying on the subject of this video, which is my little kitten Penelope. Anyways, today I wanted to go over how I manifested Penelope as a way to help others who are trying to manifest out, but also as a way to journal this experience so that I can replicate it again. Because I've tried lots of different ways of manifesting, and this one worked super well. So I really want to get this right. So I have my laptop with notes. Oh, Penelope has her ball. Anyways, let's get into it. So for context, my grandpa lives in the middle of nowhere, okay, so people drop off kittens sometimes, and he was feeding cats and let us know that he saw kittens. So I went straight to his house. I saw a blue-eyed kitten in my grandpa's garage. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and I was like, I'm keeping that kitten. It's mine. I'm gonna catch it and I'm taking it home. Within the next few weeks, I went and I saw the kitten again, and then I scared it out of the garage, which they've been out of the garage before, like they go to eat on my grandpa's porch. But after I scared it out of the garage, it didn't come back. We didn't see it for like months. So after a couple weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, I scared the kitten away. What have I done? And then that's when I really got into manifesting. Here's what I did. First things first. Oh, Nelson, sit down. Anyways, first things first, what I did was I stopped overthinking it. Or I used logic to fight overthinking. What I mean by that is, if ever I had like this thought like, oh my gosh, the kitten's never coming back, I scared it away, it's off, starving in the snow. I'd be like, Emma, how many people have lost their pets and they've come home after months, or sometimes even years? There has been some people that have lost their pets and they come home after years, and that would be a comfort to that negative thought of what could happen. I'd say, well, what if this happened instead and there was a positive side? So just find the positive to the negative, to kind of stop your mind from thinking of the worst case scenario every time. The next big thing that I did, which I don't usually tend to do when I manifest, is I've dubbed it Blissfully Naïve. I would straight up just get so giddy over nothing. Like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to take the cat in the van. I can't wait. And I would just freak out. And if you saw me, you'd probably think I was a crazy person. But, I mean, it obviously worked. I was so delusional. Like, I would search Siamese ragdoll kitten. Okay? That's what gave me results that looked like Penelope. No, you stay. On Pinterest. And I'd find pictures that looked like what I remembered the kitten looked like. I would literally pet the cat's nose, and I'd get so excited, like, oh my god, it's so cute, I'm petting its nose. It was a Pinterest picture, okay? Again, if you saw me doing that in public, you would think I was insane. But who has the baby kitten? Me. And on top of that, after months of me doing this, I never deleted the search on Pinterest. Like, it comes up in recent searches. I left it there that whole time until I had the kitten in my hands at home. Like, I was that sure about it. I was like, no, it has to stay there for next time. And every time I went on Pinterest, I would see it and I would do it again. So, am I crazy or am I just really smart? And keep in mind that my brain was screaming at me that I was just a dumbass. Like, I was stupid for doing that, and I did it anyway. I'd be like, no, shut up, not right now. We're just gonna try and see if it works. Maybe it works. And I just let myself be stupid, and I just dealt with it. I didn't judge myself for it in that moment. Like, You gotta understand, like, it was a battle in my head of like, Emma, this is dumb. And I was like, no, no, let me do it. And then I'd be like, oh, it's so nice. And I'd be like, wait, no, I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, it was a back and forth. It was a fight. Like, it wasn't just easy peasy. I definitely still had doubts, but it was about like balancing the doubts with what could be, or Emma, you're not stupid, like this could work, so let's do it anyways. And these are some other things that I think helped a lot with the manifestation. They're like basic steps to manifesting. First off, I had a super clear vision of what I wanted. I wanted specifically that blue-eyed kitten from my grandpa's house. I thought about, well, the universe might send you another blue-eyed kitten that looks like that. But I thought, yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if I could rescue the kitten from my grandpa's, like a stray? And I got that one. Next step is to think of scenarios, like I said. The scenario of me holding the cat with it kissing my chin, licking my chin, which, by the way, Penelope licks me all the time, and it's kind of annoying. So maybe I should have chose a different scenario to visualize. And this is a big one that I did differently this time, was whenever a thought about Penelope would cross my mind, I would, like, my first reaction was, oh my gosh, I lost the kitten forever. And then I'd be like, I have to leave this thought feeling positive. So I used to think of all my little counteractions, like, nope, pets come home, or Emma, cats are smart, they can survive, or maybe she found another barn. So I'd always leave feeling positive. Another big one is to take actions toward your goal, and it might not be clear what actions you can take, but taking actions just means that you're confident enough that it's going to happen, that you're taking steps towards it. For example, what I did was I called my grandpa's neighbor, who also has a barn, and I asked them if they had seen kittens. Sure enough, they said that they saw a blue-eyed cat, little kitten, little white kitten with brown ears, and I was like, that's the one. And they trapped it for me and everything, but I had to take action. I took a step out of my comfort zone, and I went over to their house and got everything figured out, got the live traps, whatever. And that was the last step before, like, a couple days after he caught the cat and brought it to me. Like, that was the big 180, that it all happened within like 3 days. As we called them, they said, yeah, we have it. Like, why don't you come by and see it? And I was like, sure. So, but it was very uncomfortable doing that, but that's what it took to get me to my goal. So you have to be confident enough that you're going to achieve your goal, that you take actions towards it. And then usually that's when it comes true. Like, if you want a boyfriend, you can't just stay in your house all day, you know? Like, you have to be out of your comfort zone and go out and talk to people, or maybe even ask a guy out. Like, you have to just take those steps towards it. And another thing for manifesting is I understood that some things just aren't meant for me. Like, I always say, what's meant for me is mine. So sometimes it happens that you do everything right, but it just won't come, or it'll come way later than you expected, or in a different way. So I really wanted a male cat because they tend to be cuddlier, more vocal, more affectionate. Penelope is a girl, obviously. And in all my visualizations, it was always a boy, a boy, a boy. But Penelope's a girl. But guess what? She's very affectionate and she's very vocal. You know, it'll probably end up being more of what I wanted with a female than what I would have gotten with a male. So it's little things like that. Like, don't expect everything to work out exactly as you want it to, because sometimes it's better, you know? The universe has plans for you. You just gotta trust it and let it happen. That's another thing. Don't worry about how it happens. When you visualize, back to the boyfriend thing. If you want a boyfriend, you don't have to visualize him asking you out. I think, me personally, it would work better if you visualized you guys, like, I don't know, like slow dancing, like something that's gonna happen once you're already in that relationship that you want. And why do you want that relationship? Is it to feel loved? Well, maybe you feel love while you're slow dancing, you know? Manifesting is a lot about feeling. It's not necessarily how you're going to get there. You know, like visualize the end result. And another thing that I noticed a shift in with manifesting the kitten for me was it was a lot easier to believe that it was on the way for some reason. And I think it's because one, I was so dead set, like I wasn't taking no for an answer. Okay, like I knew I was getting something out of this. Two, I don't really know how to explain it, but like I accepted, that's what I wrote down. Manifesting is kind of like accepting your desires. So you can say affirmations and visualize till the cows come home, but if you don't really feel like you have it, it's not going to work. That's the only reason that you say affirmations, is because it tricks your subconscious mind into believing it. So it's easier to accept it. Same thing with visualizing. So when you feel that change, that shift in your gut, and you feel the butterflies, you're so excited to get what you manifested, that's really good. I felt that with the kid. And that was like the part of me that was like, oh my gosh, like this is really happening. Meanwhile, I didn't have the kitten yet, and she wasn't even around. But you just have to have that faith and acceptance that you have what you want. It doesn't matter when or how you get it, just know that you have it. And that feeling doesn't always last forever. Like usually when you're in the right moment and you get excited, like it'll tend to fade away. But as long as you end your thought on that positive note, that's what matters. For the video with Penelope as the subject, she's been not very present, is she? I have more of the dog than Penelope. Insert picture here. She's so cute. Maybe I'll put videos too. And I think that's everything for this little journal entry / how to manifest. I really wanted to make this video because every time I manifest something, it always it still freaks me out. I'm like, oh, is it really gonna work? And then it works. This was a big one because it took a little bit longer, and it's so she was on Pinterest and now she's cuddling with me, you know, it was such a big whoa moment. So I really wanted to make this video to have everything down, put my thoughts out there. So I really hope this helped. I hope you try it out for yourself. I'll probably make a blog post about it so that I can organize my thoughts a little bit better. Writing is easier sometimes, so I can make it organized and all that fun stuff. If I have done it, it will be linked down below. Have fun manifesting, and I'll see you in the next video. Say bye, Nelson. You're so cute.